Ho, ho, ho! Merry Vlogmas!
Hey, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Griffin, this is Griffin Projects, and you are tuned in to Vlogmas day number 19, which means tomorrow is going to be day number 20, which I cannot believe that there is only like 6 more days left of Vlogmas. And not only that, I can't believe that there's only 6 more days till Christmas, because I am totally lagging behind. I'm not going home for Christmas this year. That means that I need to get on my game with buying and sending these gifts like tonight or tomorrow morning for sure. I will definitely do that. If you watched yesterday's Vlogmas, you know that things kind of went sideways, or like completely upside down, in the sense that I ended up drinking instead of cooking the meal that I had for Vlogmas, which I know, that was quite the bummer, actually. This meal actually has a few steps, so we better get on it right now. Okay, so we're in the kitchen, and the first thing that I need to do to make this meal is make noodles. Now, if you haven't made noodles before, don't be intimidated, because these noodles are super easy. You're about to see exactly how easy right now. The first thing you're gonna need, flour. Next thing, eggs. Stay there. Now, the amount of eggs is really up to you on exactly how much dough you want to make. We're going to make quite a bit of noodle dough. So with that being said, we'll probably use all 5 of these eggs, yolks and all. And the last thing you need is some good salt. I use real salt. It is really, really good. It's from Utah. And this was a recommendation from a buddy of mine, and I haven't gone back since. I'm gonna do it right here on the counter. So the first thing I do is put out a decent amount of flour. Grab yourself a fork, make a big well. Need to break some eggs. Put them right in the middle. One more. Put a little salt in there. Okay. Next step is we're gonna whisk these together. Like, let's break the yolks. Okay, and now what we're doing, and you can kind of see it's already naturally happening, is as we're whisking, it's bringing in some of the flour from the outside. So you can bring some more in, like that. So what we're gonna do is just keep whisking. Keep incorporating the sides. You can kind of see that the dough is starting to form in the middle, or it's getting like more, kind of looks like custard. I'm gonna switch to my hands. Really sticky, so we'll incorporate some more flour. This is gonna make a lot of dough. But the great thing about this is you can make as many as you want right now, noodles wise, and not only can you freeze the noodles if you make extra, but you can actually take the dough and freeze that as well. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's already not as sticky. I mean, it's still very sticky dough, but it's starting to get there. So I'm gonna kind of start kneading it now. And all I really do is I just fold it up on itself, and then I press like the heel of my hand into it. Try to remove all this off my hands. You can see my hands are mainly clean now. I'm gonna take all the little bits that came off, put them in the middle. I'm gonna fold it over on itself. Next thing I'm gonna do, try to pick up that dough. But now that this part's done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this flour kind of out of the way, because we'll actually end up using it later. Now that we have our little mound of dough, we're going to knead it again. I'm gonna do probably like 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less. This is gonna help the gluten form. But can you see already the dough is just, it's so much less sticky. And I guess what we're really looking for is for this to start kind of looking kind of shiny and smooth, which you'll see here in a second. If at this point you think that's still a little bit sticky, you can add a little bit more flour to it. That's not gonna hurt it any. Always trying to like kind of just fold it in to itself, create that gluten. You look at that. Starting to kind of smooth out. You can see like right here, it's not sticking anymore. It's pretty much eating up all the flour as well. Can you see how smooth this is? Do an extra minute or so. And there you go, nice little smooth dough ball. Grab some cling wrap or saran wrap. I like to just twist it, and there you go. I'll show you in the light. And it's just like that. Now we let it kind of hang out for approximately 20 minutes, and then we'll make some noodles. Okay, so we've been letting the dough for the noodles rest, but now it's time to kick it into high gear. We need to make some chili flakes. How we're gonna do that is using this. The Cuisinart 14 cup food processor. It's kind of the classic version of that. It's really, really nice. The first one I'm putting in, I took out a lot of the seeds. I left a little more seeds in there. Throw that guy in. I'm gonna throw in one more. And we're just gonna pulse it.
A few moments later.
Look at all that goodness in there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is call on some handy help from my Mercato Atlas noodle roller. And you don't really need this. You could just use a rolling pin and roll it out, especially if you want them to be thicker. Just for the sake of time and ease, I'm just gonna use this guy. Let's get started. Okay, our dough, we're going to cut off a piece. So like maybe like this. Do not be afraid of using a lot of flour right now. It'll just make things a lot easier. Between pieces that we cut off, I'm gonna put it back in the saran wrap so it does not dry out before we get a chance to put it into the noodle form. Put this out to like maybe here, put a little bit of flour. Now, put it through the roller. Okay, click it once. Let's click it again. This is making it thinner. So we'll get it nice and covered with some flour. Basically, you don't want the noodles to stick together. So feel free to use a pretty liberal amount of flour here. What I'm gonna do is, depending on if you want like really long noodles or you want short noodles, you can do something like this. Make sure that you have it pretty well floured. Okay. Just cut them into the actual noodle form. Next up, you fluff them. Kind of like unroll them, toss them. Make sure that you get some good flour in there. So what we're doing tonight is making a spicy garlic noodle dish that my buddy Gordon introduced me to thanks to his obsession with TikTok, and it looked absolutely awesome. The thing that was missing though is something that I feel like should be in every dish, some sort of protein. There was no meat in it. I'm gonna add the Kickin Chicken, you know, that I marinated a day ago. I'm gonna cook that off camera and then put that in with the dish. It's gonna be, I think, pretty freaking awesome. What we're gonna do now though is get all the ingredients that are necessary for the dish so that way we can just throw it all together because this thing's gonna come together pretty quick. So first thing we're gonna need is the chili flakes. We're gonna need 2 tablespoons of them. There we go. Teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of chicken bouillon, 5 cloves of garlic, last but not least, ginger. And we're gonna go ahead and put a teaspoon of that in there. Okay, I went and transferred this to a stainless steel bowl. You can kind of see all the ingredients are there. Now it's time to bring in the chicken. We're gonna slice it up. Can I show you something? Oh, I just love this chicken, man. Just slice it up. Okay. Might make them a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, we'll slice this one up. Now I got the chicken. That looks so good. Okay, we're gonna set this off to the side for a second. Bring this guy back in. Now what we're gonna do is add some hot oil, avocado oil, into here, about 5 tablespoons. Very nice. Let's stir it around. Oh, I wish you could smell this. I really do. It smells so good. Look at that. Can we cut the drone footage? Time to make noodles. We got the stock pot rocking for the noodles. It's gonna take very quick, not very long at all. All right, got this guy. All right, look at that. Look at these. I'm gonna have it in there maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. We'll see. You see that? Don't they just look fantastic? Okay, while this is going on, I'm gonna grab some of this chicken and throw it in here. So I'm just gonna grab like a handful and put it in here. Let's go ahead and drain. They're drained. Now back to this bad boy. Add some of the noodles. We will mix. Who does not like what this is looking like? All right, gonna put a little parsley flake in there, like that. Now we plate or bowl. Okay. All right. Okay. Add some chicken into the mix. Everything about this, yes. Everything about this. Come on now. That looks so good. All right, let's go to the desk. All right, as you saw, the meal was quite the thing to put together, but it came together at the very end so quickly. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be eating this. My Lord. All right, we need to try this on camera. I know I got a lot of flack last time for not doing that. So, hold on, here we go. Need another bite. Okay, after the preliminary bites, I have to say this is a fantastic dish. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. My critiques, because I think that's fair, right? We just did all this work. What is bad about the dish? Well, it's a little bit of work, especially if you're gonna make your own noodles, but you don't need to do that. Like, I need a Vlogmas episode, you know? So, of course, I'm gonna throw that together. Plus, I'm just a maker in general, so I just like to make things. The one thing I'll say about these noodles is that they could have been kneaded maybe another like even 3 or 4 minutes. The other thing I would say about the noodles is I probably would have rolled them actually a step even thinner, because these are nice and thick, which is great. That's exactly what I was looking for. But I'm thinking, you know what? I wouldn't mind if these noodles were just a little bit thinner. But other than that, they're fantastic. They taste awesome. They're like perfect al dente. I mean, they're done. They're not dough. They're not hard. They're not mushy. They're like the perfect noodle. The other thing I would say is that the chicken adds a ton to this dish. Like, I can't even, okay? I think is a necessary thing to this dish. It is so good. The last critique that I would have for this spicy garlic noodle plus chicken dish is that it is not that spicy, okay? So the chili flakes I used were like mild. Like on a scale of 10, I think they were like, one was a 4 and one was a 3, or one was a 4 and one was a 5. I don't know. They were in the middle, okay? And yeah, I put in some red pepper flakes, but not that many. I think actually needs a lot more spice. This dish makes me so happy. I mean, this is why I think I'm a bigger guy. It's like all of this, you know, the culmination of all the work, putting it all together, seeing it come together, it makes the dish even that much more enjoyable. This could be like a date dinner. You know what I mean? Like you got someone coming over, or you're just trying to impress your girlfriend or your wife, your significant other, your husband, whatever. And you're just like, you know what? I'm going to throw something together. I mean, all you really need is some oil, a few little things, some noodles, and that's it. Like, you don't need to add the chicken. Like, yeah, I did, and I do think it elevates this, like, a lot. But, man, I'm just telling you, this is a fantastic dish. It definitely could be substantially hotter. Like, substantially. And I'm not a big spice guy, but, like, I have, like, a lot of respect for the spice. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be spicy, but I don't want it to be like, you know, crap my pants in a minute type of spicy. I know this is all we did for Vlogmas today, but I hope it's something that you actually try. You know, I know, like, I'm a woodworker, I'm a tech entrepreneur, blah, 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 all that crap. And, like, this channel's kind of been a hodgepodge because Vlogmas and all that. And we had some low points with Cash's treatment and all that stuff and other things going on off camera. I'm just going to tell you, I love the fact that Vlogmas has included all these different facets of what makes me me, you know, and that's basically what I want to do with this channel, is have you basically come hang out with me every day, or, well, every time I make a video. We can enjoy a drink. We can enjoy making stuff at the wood shop. Maybe we're doing something with technology. Maybe we're making a badass dinner. That's exactly what Griffin Projects to me was. Little story time with dinner, never hurt nobody. So I was explaining something to one of my friends, like a project that was like, you know, beveled edges, and it's gonna do this. It was gonna have like embedded like lighting and all this craziness, you know, like very expensive and delicate, and you know, everything had to be precise and all this. And I'm like explaining it to him, and he goes, "Yep, that sounds like a Griffin project." And like, it just made me laugh because I was already basically calling like a lot of the stuff that I was doing Griffin projects. But then I was like, you know what? That is exactly what Griffin Projects is about. It's about making all these different things that I didn't think that I would be able to make, or that I don't know how to make, and then putting it all together and making it happen, like this dish. That's going to be it for day number 19 of Vlogmas right here on Griffin Projects. I am Griffin, and if you love this video, or liked it at least, make sure that you hit like down below. That helps with YouTube and all that good stuff. If you want to join me for the rest of Vlogmas, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And the last ask, like I've been asking for the last several days, is if you like any of my content and you like coming and hanging out with me, you know what? You should invite one of your buddies to come join us by sharing one of my videos with them, so that way they can enjoy it as well. Doing that would just be absolutely phenomenal, and I would be so appreciative of that. And with that, that's the end of Vlogmas day number 19, and I will see you tomorrow.